Hello again, first graders. So we are going to do our last review pages on chapter 9 in our book before our math test tomorrow on chapter 9. So we're back in our books. However, I am unable to share my reviews on screen, so I'm going to go ahead and do them in the book with you. We're just going to go through these pages together today. In the end, we will hopefully be ready for our test tomorrow. So we're going to find our My Review page, chapter 9. It's on page 699. So it's going to be where we're at, page 699 on My Review, chapter 9. So the first portion of it is our vocabulary check. So it just says complete the sentences. And we're going to complete the sentences with one of these words here. So this first one says force. This one says two-dimensional shape. This one over here says halves. And this one says whole, which are words that we've worked on in chapter 9. Now I'm using a marker just so it's easier for you guys to see it, but obviously I want you to be doing this in pencil. Okay, so this one says complete this sentence. So number one says two equal parts of a whole are called. So if I have two equal parts, is that force, halves, two-dimensional shapes, or whole? I know that that is halves. So I'm going to go ahead and write halves on the line. H-A-L-V-E-S. Okay, number two. It says a blank is a flat shape such as a circle, a triangle, or a square. So what would be a flat shape? A force, two-dimensional shape, or a whole? So I know that two-dimensional shape is going to be what describes a circle, a triangle, or a square. So I'm going to write that on the line. So I'm going to write 2 T-W-O hyphen dimensional D-I-M-E-N-S-I-O-N-A-L shape S-H-A-P-E. Ooh, I barely fit it, so I had to write a little small. Okay, number three. It says four equal parts of a whole are called what? So if I have four equal parts, what would that be called? Well, I know that's going to be called force. So I'm going to write force on mine. So I'm going to write F-O-U-R-T-H-S. So I have force. All right, number four. It says the entire amount of all the part is called the blank. So if I have a circle and I have the whole entire shape, what is that called? Well, that is called the whole. Okay, so I'm going to write whole on the line. W-H-O-L-E. So W-H-O-L-E. All right, so we're going to talk about the two-dimensional shapes to begin. So it kind of goes in order of our chapter. So number 5, it just says write how many sides and vertices. So if I look at my triangle, how many sides does my triangle have? Well, I'm going to count them. I have 1, 2, 3. So I know I have 3 sides. So I'm just going to write 3. And then I'm going to count my vertices or my corners. So I have 1, 2, 3 vertices. So I'm going to write 3. Okay, let's look at number 6. Same idea, but this time with a square. So how many sides does my square have? It has 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write a 4. Then I need to count its vertices or its corners, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to write a 4 again because it has 4 vertices. So you're doing this page right along with me. All right, let's turn to the next page. Again, we're going to be working together. All right, so here it says circle the 2 pattern blocks used to make this shape. Draw a line to show your model. So what 2 shapes would I use to create a bigger triangle? So I know I'm going to use a trapezoid and I'm going to use a triangle. Okay, and then I'm just going to draw my line in my shape to show where that is. So here is my trapezoid, and here is my triangle. So I've created those shapes. All right, let's look at number 8. So what would I use to create a trapezoid? Okay, I'm going to use a rhombus, which I know doesn't look very much like a rhombus, it looks more like a diamond, and I'm going to use a triangle. So all I need to do is I need to come in here and draw my triangle, and when I create my triangle, here's my triangle, and then here is my rhombus. A lot of times when you do this, it says it looks like a tent. It kind of does. Okay? All right, so number 9 and 10. It says, write how many equal parts make up the whole. So I have a hexagon here, but how many equal parts do I have in my hexagon? I have 1, 2 equal parts. So they're the same size and the same shape. So I'm just simply going to write a 2 right here on equal parts. Okay, here in my square, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 equal parts. I have, 4 things that are the same size and the same shape. All right, down here on number 11, it says, write how many parts are shaded. So blank out of blank parts are shaded. So remember, our first number is always how many parts are shaded. So in this instance, how many parts are shaded? There's 1 part that's blue or shaded, and how many equal parts do I have? So 1 out of 2 parts are shaded. Okay, let's look at number 12. So here, same idea. How many parts are shaded? It's the first number. So there's 1 part that's shaded or that's green out of how many equal parts? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So 1 out of 4 parts is shaded in. All right, good. So keep on going to our next page. So this one says problem solving. So this one, it says, I am a 2-dimensional shape that has more than 2, but less than 4 sides. What shape am I? So it has more than 2, but less than 4. So what shape would that be? Think in your head. I know that the only shape that has that is going to be a triangle. So I'm just going to write triangle on the line. So I'm going to put Triangle. So I'm going to write triangle. All right, let's look at 14. It says, Amos and Elton want a piece of chicken pot pie. Each of them want an equal part of it. Draw a line to show how they should cut the pot pie. So if I read this, it says Amos and Elton. So how many people are there? 2. So I need to split this into 2 equal parts. So I'm simply just going to draw my vertical line. Whoops, my book went away on me. I'm going to draw 1 line going vertical to be able to show 2 equal parts where they can share that. All right, here's a test practice. So this one, whoa, sorry, my book's falling on me. It says, Jill and Carlos each have a shape. Both shapes have 4 sides and 4 vertices. So we know already 4 shapes, or 4 sides, 4 vertices. Okay? Then it says Jill's shape has 4 sides all the same length. Carlos's shape has exactly 1 pair of sides that are the same length. What are the 2 shapes? So what 2 shapes would I have? Would I have a square and a triangle, a square and a trapezoid, a triangle and a rectangle, or a circle and a square? So if I'm thinking right, I know it has 4 sides, 4 corners, I'm going to have a square and a trapezoid because they each have 4 sides and 4 corners. Those are the only ones that have that. Here they have a square and a triangle. Well, a triangle has 3 sides, 3 corners. Okay, triangle, same thing. Then we have a circle, which has no sides and no vertices. Okay, so the only choice could be the square and the trapezoid. All right, turn your page one more page. Okay, so now we're on that reflect page. So page 702. Okay, here it says circle the shapes with more than 3 vertices. So I'm going to circle my shapes with more than 3 vertices. I'm sorry. So I'm going to circle my diamond or my rhombus, however you want to call that. I'm going to circle my rectangle. I'm going to circle my trapezoid. And I'm going to circle my square, because I know that all of those have more than 3 vertices. They have more than 3 corners. All right, here it says circle the pattern blocks used to make the composite shape. So which 2 shapes were used? We can see pretty easily that the triangle was used and the trapezoid was used. And that made a parallelogram, which we've talked a little bit about, not quite as much as a rhombus. But it's the rectangle that's kind of stretched out and slanted, which is the parallelogram. Okay, last one says draw lines to show equal parts. So on the first circle, we need to show 2 equal parts. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line horizontal this time to show my 2 equal parts. So I'm going to go across and show my line horizontal. And then on the second one, it tells me to do 4 equal parts. So I'm going to go ahead and create our window. So I'm going to go 1 vertical, 1 horizontal to show 4 equal parts, which again means same size, same shape. All right. Now, we have finished all of our pages today. You did all of them with me because I really like to do that review with you before the test. So tomorrow we will be taking our Chapter 9 test in math. This didn't take a super long time today. It only took about 13 minutes maybe at the most, unless you're pausing my video, which I know sometimes I go a little fast. But I just wanted those pages done with you. I wanted to kind of review those, and then tomorrow we will take our test. So the only other thing I have for you guys today in math today is to do that 20 minutes in Redbird. Great job, and I'm sure you guys are going to do awesome on your test tomorrow. I've got faith in that, and I hope you guys have a really good day, and we will talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye-bye.